Hey everyone, Owen here with a sneak preview of a new BI tool we'll be releasing. This tool allows you to report on data within your SharePoint sites. If you happen to use Sintel Studio, you can report on the data from forms that you have captured. And if you're not using Sintel Studio, you can still use this tool independently to report on the data within your SharePoint lists. On this dashboard, we've got two column charts and a data grid. Let's take a look at how that was built. In the back end, you first of all define a data source, and then once that data source is defined, you can connect it to components on a dashboard. So let's take a look at the data source options. Currently we support local data, which is data within your current site. You can also connect to other SharePoint sites. You can retrieve data from OneDrive, from Dropbox, and also from an Excel file. To add a new data source, simply click here, give it a name. List you want to report on the data from, so choose expenses, click on create, and that will create your data source for you. You can then go in and edit the data source and see all the columns from that list, and you can indicate which columns you want to see and which ones you don't. So if we don't want any of these columns here, we can simply switch them off. You can click refresh and it will pull in the data to show us what has been retrieved from the list. Once you have your data source, then you need to create a dashboard with components on it. So let's create a dashboard quickly. On the design canvas, you can increase the size here. You can then add a chart, for example. Resize it to whatever dimensions you need. This will result in a responsive design. Let's connect this chart to our data source. Let's say we want to have the total value and by the submission date. That's our first chart. If we want a second chart, simply drag it onto the canvas. And for the second chart, assign it to the same data source. This time we will look at our total for car travel by the form status. Charts allow you to define a title, subtitle, description. We have a whole host of options here in terms of the legend, access labels, etc. All pretty powerful. And you can also add other components such as a image, if you wish, at the top of your dashboard, and indeed a grid. It's just the grid component. Bind it to the travel expenses. There we go, we've got our data. When you're finished, you hit save. Once it is saved, back to your dashboards, click to open it. There's our dashboard. The entire thing is responsive. You can also control the permissions, share this dashboard with a particular user or group of users. You can pin it so that it appears in the left menu. And that is it. So look forward to getting your feedback on this, and we will be releasing it very shortly. So stay tuned to our social accounts, be it LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube. And as soon as it's released, you will know.